What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the Hot Commodity NC, and you are checking into our newest episode and our Something to Wrestle with recap sessions. This is a recap series where I listen to Something to Wrestle with podcast and give you a recap of each episode. Today's episode is about the Ultimate Warrior, so let's dive right into it. Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson start talking about it. Ultimate Warrior broke into wrestling into Mid South. He was in a tag team with Sting. Uh, they were called the Blade Runners. Warrior left and went to WCCW and became the Dingo Warrior. Vince was enamored with Warrior's physique, and at Survivor Series in 1987, Warrior was on a house show loop, and he all kind of the catering food. Hoke did the same thing. And Warrior, Hulk was like, "How do you do that?" And then go in the ring and work. And Warrior's like, "I'm not working tonight. I'm just here in the backstage." So that happened at the Survivor Series backstage. Vince wanted a new name instead of Dingo. He felt there were too many Warriors. And Jack Lanza said, "Well, he could be the Ultimate Warrior." Warrior debuts at WrestleMania 4 against Hercules. Bobby Heenan hated working with Ultimate Warrior. Warrior didn't listen a lot, and Warrior was reckless in the ring with many wrestlers, including Bobby Heenan, who is older, has bad back problem, and Warrior was very stiff. In SummerSlam 1988, Ultimate Warrior defeats Honky Tonk Man to become the Intercontinental Champion. Jim Johnson's theme song was great. It fit the mood and entrance of the Ultimate Warrior. He had feuds with Ravishing Rick Rude and Andre the Giant. In Royal Rumble in 1989, he had a pose down with Ravishing Rick Rude. Warrior was supposed to react to getting sprayed with the baby oil, but he didn't. So Ravishing Rick Rude ended up hitting Ultimate Warrior with it so that he could actually react to something. Warrior and Andre's matches were quick and to shock people. Instead, it pissed people off. When Ultimate Warrior would go really fast at Andre punched Ultimate Warrior really hard. After that moment, Warrior would then go easier with Andre. Warrior didn't love the business. He skyrocketed on physique, intensity, and charisma. Hulk Hogan was leaving, and Vince McMahon was looking for the next Hogan. And Ultimate Warrior, the WWE needed something new, and Ultimate Warrior was that new thing. By Survivor Series 1989, they knew Ultimate Warrior would fight Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 6. That they talked the self-destruction of Ultimate Warrior DVD, and there was so much negativity that it went into the negativity. Pat Patterson produced WrestleMania 6, the match. Warrior was in a closet, overwhelmed but emotion after he won the title, and was very excited to win the title and happy about it. And Bruce enjoyed that match. Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior fought at WCW Halloween Havoc in 1998, but Bruce believes it was bad because they didn't have Pat Patterson and the planning wasn't good. There are no notes for Warriors promos. He kind of made them up on the spot. At SummerSlam 1999, at SummerSlam 1990, he fought Rick Rude. He was not discussed as champion, though. They'd talk about the big blue steel cage. Bruce hated it because he felt like it was unforgiving as hell. At Royal Rumble in 1991, Warrior loses the title to Sergeant Slaughter. Slaughter was a supervillain. And then at WrestleMania 7, it was Vince's idea to have Sheik Tugboat versus Hulk Hogan. Tugboat initially was friends with Hulk and basically would have Tugboat attack. The night of Royal Rumble in 91, George Bush declared war on Iraq. So America and Iraq were now at war. At WrestleMania 7, Ultimate Warrior fought Savage because Savage wanted some time off. It was a retirement match. Warrior ended his stint with Jake the Snake Roberts. He was placed in a casket by the Undertaker. Then at SummerSlam, he held up Vince McMahon for money. Vince paid him off, and then after the match, he fired him. And then at WrestleMania 8, Ultimate Warrior returns, rescuing Hulk Hogan. Warrior is gone again by November 1992. He then had a comic book when he came back to WWE. Uh, Bruce and Vince visited Ultimate Warrior at Warrior University. He wanted Warrior back in March 1996. They went to Longhorn Steakhouse and they talked it out. At WrestleMania 12 in 96, Ultimate Warrior fought Triple H. Warrior wanted the match to be a squash, and Triple H let the agents know, but he pretty much just like let Warrior do whatever in the ring. They told Warrior you can't go into business for yourself. Warrior wouldn't show up for events. He wouldn't answer calls. He was hard to deal with. During this time, he would fight Triple H, Goldust, Isaac Yankem, Jerry the King Lawler, and Owen Hart. Warrior would leave and he goes to WCW in '98. Bruce said that the Ultimate Warrior is rude and that he didn't really click with the fans and anybody there, but his legacy is unmatched. And that was definitely a great interview to hear about Warrior, although he wasn't really talked highly of. It was definitely interesting to hear their thoughts on him. So it was a good episode. Our next episode is going to be on the Montreal Screwjob, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys. Stay safe and stay uncensored.